Hey folks, and welcome back to TIMBERBORN. So last time we got the mine built. We're not using it yet because we've still got plenty of scrap metal around. So I think it makes sense to scrap that first. Is that the correct term? And we started to get some power extraction built. And I think it would make sense. I guess we could do it in the future. This wheel is not running particularly optimally. And we could probably improve it purely by a little bit of explosives placement here. And what I want to do today is to try and be optimizing things. What we then want to do really is be filling in back here. So I think what we need to do is get some smelters built over here to be smelting the scrap metal we are scrapping here. But there is a bunch of other things that we need to actually, we might as well pause the game for it because we've got 22 beavers sat about doing nothing. We are in the middle of a bad tide. So some of that is because of paused things. But equally we could have more haulers and more builders doing things. We also have a lot of unharvested crop, so we need more storage, which was pointed out to me, so we will be addressing that. And what I want to do today is optimize a bunch of things before we try and do any more big projects, because otherwise we will do them inefficiently. So that's the plan. Well, one of the first things we're going to do is pause this because that's a waste of time. I want to get this built so that we can start growing trees. So let's actually have the game running. If I come in here, we blast that out, we could get another post of some kind in there, builder's hut or hauling post. Probably a builder's hut would be useful at the moment because we could always throw a hauling post over here somewhere. I think we'll throw that there. A hauling post there. You might hear one of the dogs in the background because he's laying next to me. You might not, because it seems like they don't always make it through on the audio, but you never know. So yeah, let's get that done. Let's make sure all of the things that should be running are running. So gear production, we'll give a quick pause, unpause to make sure that comes to life. The same with treated planks. That one was paused intentionally originally. We will unpause that. And the smelter will give a quick double tap to yeah, so we've got all of that going on. Right, so optimizing things. We need to get the power out of this stuff. So let's come across here. Wish I could get the power from there, but you can't, obviously. I think there's a modded version that you can, but in our case, we can't. In a drought, we won't get power out of here until we come up here and put the discharges over these, which we will get to eventually. But for now, we won't. That's fine. We'll keep the backup smelter as well. You can't see me pointing across the map, can you? No, I know. Anyway, what I think we'll do is... what's the best way to join these together? Probably to, and when I say best, I don't mean most efficient. I mean what's the way that I can think of joining them together, and it's to do that. So yeah, but we have an awful lot of building stacked up. Let's speed the game up. I'm going to prioritize that so we can get the builder's hut in. Because we've got 15 beavers sat about doing nothing. And we could have 4 more of them doing building. So let's prioritize that as well. Because more builders is, as we say, more gooder. So, yep. And did I also prioritize? I might have prioritized it incorrectly because we've got platforms on. So let's get that prioritized as well, because haulers would also help. And then what we'll do is we do actually want you working because we want to cut down all of the dead trees up here, including you. And once they've cut those down, we'll put something up there to get up there as well. And we also want to start the process of, we'll just come in here and start blanketing down some oak trees as well. Just to get things going. So the other thing I am aware of that I want to do, but it's, I was going to say it's potentially a bit of pain, but it's not, because we've got tunnels, haven't we? And we could tunnel deep enough that it's maybe not a pain. Because we have a tunnel under here, don't we? I tunnel that. Should maybe install the mod for that. Yeah. What I want to do is get tubeways over to here to improve the efficiency of the water pumps. I think that will really help. But it'll be really messy having it running over the ground through here. So I wonder, can I? Can. But then I want to go down from there. Can. Probably need to go down again. See how that. There. So that is not. Let me just go one more. Sorry. That is not showing up on the farmland, so that will work. So we're going to let them work on that as well. And now I'm giving them loads. I'm doing what I said I wouldn't do, which is probably really frustrating. But and welcome to my brain, which is really frustrating sometimes. So hey, you know, deal with it. Right, if we're going to be doing the smelting over here, we should put a large storage for scrap metal here, set to obtain. That makes sense to me. I have there was the stutter reminded me, I've reduced the frequency of autosave to every 3 or 4 days, and I've turned off the time-lapse mod so that we get less stuttering, because I know it's annoying. It annoys some of you, it annoys me, so I've tried to reduce it so it's less annoying. Right, and we need more food storage. I think the food storage should be by the food, and I think the most sensible way in my brain to increase that, because we've got lots of science, is to unlock the big warehouses. So this might offend some of you, it might not bother some of you. I'm finding that some of you just don't care, because some of you play normally, some of you I don't know. But let's do that. And we're going to do a large warehouse for corn and a large warehouse for eggplants. Yeah. Different people play different ways, and which is why sometimes I explain why I'm doing things, and some of you don't care and some of you do care, and those of you that don't care, awesome. Those of you that do care, you know what, we all play the game differently. Just peeling carrots at the end of the day, just peeling carrots. We want to get that picked up, but that's going to really help. We'll get that done and we'll see where we are after that. But I think that's going to be a really useful step in improving things, and it's the simplest and I think most logical step. So we'll get that going. I don't know, I keep prioritizing things, and I know that's annoying sometimes. Again, it is what it is. So we'll do that. How's our reservoir doing? Our reservoir is empty, I believe. Oh, drink time, 1 sec. And by that, I mean dog drinking, which is really loud, which none of you want to hear. So we are, oh no, we've got 0.6, that's fine. I clicked on the depth gauge rather than the meant to click on this and then this. Yeah, but I have noticed we've got a contaminated beaver, and I'm not sure where that's come from. Maybe from some of the stuff we were doing before. We have extract, so we could unlock the decontamination pod, which would probably make sense. Sorry, I was just dealing with a dog being rather disgusting. Right, where could we could just stick it there. That would work. Yeah. We only need the one. So let's do that. Yep. Right, so dog drink done. Dog, other stuff done. Washing machine finished. Hopefully we can continue now. The realities of doing this with a real world life, you know. I have a job and everything. Anyway, so we've just got the decontamination pod placed. We now don't have spare beavers, which is useful. So these have been built, and we've now got a lot more storage space for the corn. But we could probably realistically do with throwing in ones for cassavas and canola seeds as well, and maybe kohlrabies is my thought. So let's do that. And I don't know whether I'm tempted to just go the lazy option at the moment and just start building a little stack. I do quite like that now you don't have to worry about the placement of ladders. I found myself a lot more, there's the washing machine, just rather than building ladders and then lots of platforms, I will just build ladders and like individual towers of ladders, because it's just seems easier. Yeah, because you don't have to worry about blocking the entrance to things. So that's that. And I think maybe then we do a tower of the processed as well. Now, I know that's less efficient, but yeah, so we set these to obtains. What have we got over here? Corn rations. Actually, maybe we then do these. We've got a bunch of mediums then, which we could set as the processed, as supplies, because we should then have some warehouses over here set to obtained with the processed food, so that things are a bit more efficient. That would be more sensible, wouldn't it? Yep. So let's let that get done. Right. That's happening. They haven't got to that yet, obviously, because the beavers can only do so much at a time. So, which is fine, you know? We have to respect their working hours. Do with getting that done, though. So, yep. And we could, yeah, definitely could do with expanding the tubeway network significantly. But obviously, we have a lot of building stuff queued up. So, let's get that done. And then we can maybe just do some reorganizing of storage. So, cassavas, canola seeds. So, that. Let's think. We've got eggplant rations set to supply. We've got corn rations set to supply. So maybe you should then become fermented cassavas. Set to supply. Yep, that works. Have we only got the one fermenter? Yeah, so we need to address that. Although we're only growing cassavas at the moment, so maybe we don't. Maybe that's okay. And then over here, we've got mangrove fruits. We need to deal with that, but that should be an obtain. Corn rations, that should be an obtain. Fermented cassavas, that should be an obtain. Have we not got cassavas? So you need to be a supply. Kohlrabi's is fine. Kohlrabi's. We've got all the kohlrabi storage here. Your cassavas, you're a supply. Kohlrabi's. Berries is fine. So we could do with an eggplant. Those could do with being turned around, really. If we were really worried, we're not going to worry about min-maxing the efficiency that much, but that one we'll put that way around. And we'll put a ladder there. And you're going to be eggplant rations set to obtain. And that will help with having all of that there. Got plenty of water coming up there, so that should have all of the foods doing all of the things. Yep. Could put another. We need it. Not at the moment, but we could put another fermenter there if we need it, when we need it. Probably more when we need it. But that's going to allow us to produce a lot more food. Do we have... Well, have a tooth grindstone. That's fine. But yeah, that's going to help with all of that. Everything else we have enough storage for, I think. What's the contamination? And the contamination of that, while we're in a bad tide, we could pump bad water down here. We don't have any spare, we're actually short of beavers now. Swings and roundabouts of a beaver colony. So let's mark those to be cut. Let's get some more. Let's get these to be cut as well. I guess if I put a ladder there, they'll be able to plant those. We might as well do. So let's plant a few more trees, because while we're not short of them at the moment, the time will come when we are. Do that. Let's do that. All those, and then up there. What's that? All right. And we can also do those, I believe, for now. The other thing that we needed to do was help this guy out, because not all of these are getting collected. I'm thinking is I build, I can't put it there because of the teeth of the loose. Let's go fly a kite. Oh, let's put that there. It's been a long day again. It's been a long day. And I tend to do this after work at the moment. So, well, after everything after work. So, yeah. Right, and I can get all of those. Perfect. Yeah, we're now 15 beavers short. So, probably, I think two things. I think many things. Housing, there. Monuments, and we should unlock the Flame of Unity for a well-being boost. But if we put it there, it will get more things. Bosh, bosh, bosh. But I'm also thinking that maybe we need another breeding pod. So there. Make you a higher priority, because we could always end up with some homeless beavers. That wouldn't be a massive problem. But now we are in a much better situation for food storage, in that the only thing that's full is the canola oil, and what we can do is automate that, and we'll let that run between 95 and 50%. So that'll be good. They're doing their thing. Probably we could have board to pause those because they've got a really long time to go. Right, detonate that. Bosh, bosh. There, 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 there. And again, doesn't have to be the most efficient, just has to work. Bad tide over. Is that going to speed that up? We'll see. Which should mean that opens up in a bit. That drops. There we go. Did this ever... No, looks like that didn't run out. Excellent. Let me just think a moment. So we want to get all of those in as a priority. And we might as well detonate that. And now I've done that, we can't get to place. The other ones, that was sensible, wasn't it? No, that's really freaking dumb. Well done, me. That was dumb on many levels because we can't even get to them to place them. Yeah. Monumentally stupid. Monumentally stupid. Oh well. And the slightly annoying thing is I've made this deeper than the water pumps can even get to. But, you know. What are you going to do, eh? When Hulkamania something. So, we can run probably a good 6 smelters off of this if we really needed to. We don't, but let's throw in four for excess's sake. Smelters need logs, don't they? So we'll give them a small industrial pile of logs. Yep. And we'll just let those get built. Yeah, well, that's kind of how it works, isn't it? I feel like it might be sensible to keep this process going, so we'll throw another one in. Put that there. Oh, awesome, we've got that built, so we're up to 33 well-being, which is very nice. We've got lots of space for more beavers. We could start to think about coffee, potentially. But we would need to hydrate an area to be growing coffee. Another dog drink. It's very hot here, so he needs to hydrate regularly. Right, the water has refilled itself, so that's good. Have we started building the tunnel? We have. So they cannot get to the next bit of tunnel, so I guess the way to enable that, so they built straight down, so probably we should be able to... No, we can't do that because it's going to delete that. I mean, I guess we could, because we could rebuild it, couldn't we? It's going to... If we do it at night, it'll be okay. Yep, let's do it. We will rebuild it as quickly as possible. So let's come in here. Let's delete that. Delete that. We are down to the bottom, so we then want to go tubeways back up. That is highest priority. And there. Do I want to... No, we should be okay there. And then that is highest priority, because then we'll get reconnected. And we probably want to prioritize picking up the stuff that's been dropped. I know there's a mod for other types of tunnel. I don't have it installed, so this will let us carry on. Food situation is looking good. Not going up massively, hugely. So I guess we've only just about got enough crop planted. In a similar way to what we've been doing, I suspect if we came over here, put that there, which we can't get to, which is a tad annoying. But if we weren't shy about burning resources, most of which we will recover. There are going to be some autosaves, I'm afraid, folks, for those of you that get frustrated by it slowing down when it autosaves. Sometimes the game crashes. I can't not have any autosave. We do that, we can then get to build that. I know. It is, as they say, a process. Right. So that's built. So given that one's built, I am going to pause that. I'm going to build a large industrial pile over here for metal set to supply. These are all going to be automate product and suspend if not enough power. Automate, suspend if not enough power. And actually we're going to build 2 of those. Metal. Go, you can go, and they are both going to be supplies. Yep. Spend if not enough power. I think I set one of the ones over here to be scrap metal, to be metal, didn't I? Yeah, the top one. Oh, you are full of metal as well. Okay. You can just be a normal one. Are waiting for planks. Okay. Are we actually making planks? Let's give these guys a kick. There we go. They should be now. Yep. And I think we're going to need either a new or a bigger industrial area soon. Yeah, it's interesting that the food is not going up significantly, as was hoped for by most of us. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm kind of... can we? We can. I'll go. Awesome. And we can. That was very descriptive and useful, wasn't it? So water supply is full, which is good. This is up and running again. Hopefully Yep, they have started They have not started the process, because what I'm going to need to do is probably each time I'm going to need to build the next piece of pipe. So I will look at installing the tunnel tubeway mod. I will try and remember to install the tunnel tubeway mod next time. Right, so these are all running. Your automated on supplies as well. So hopefully this should be more efficient. I'm just thinking about the mine. The mine is going to need treated planks and extract. So let's build storage for the elements that it needs. Elements is not really the right word, is it? But you know what I mean. Treated planks and extract, and those are both going to be obtains. And I think, although it probably isn't really going to save any significant amount of time, it just makes sense to do that, doesn't it? You know? Go down here. Go. Assuming, yep, they've built all of that, so we can then delete that. I wonder if we could tunnel across there and connect those. Let's not worry about that just yet, eh? Let's not overly complicate things. Oh. So save. So that'll hopefully, that is getting built. Awesome. I'm kind of curious if a couple of things. The one that I'm really curious about is, if I do that, can we fit? There's entrance blocked. Right, what if I did that and built that and then deleted it? And then delete that. I need them to, no, I need to do that. Then let them do that one. Let that be blown up and then delete that and then place it. Yeah. I'm kind of curious if that would work. We'll give them a bit of time on that one. Population has grown quite nicely. Water supply is just about holding. I'm kind of thinking that it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a couple of those running, but also that it wouldn't be a bad idea to build a little bit more storage. And yes, it's a long way, but equally it's not because tubeways. So you will be set to supply water. Yeah, tubeways means it's not actually far, so magic. Right, let's try this idea out of mine. It's either genius or stupid. It's genius. I am ingenious. So then what we can do is come along here. I'm just checking that we are not having stuff appear in the fields, because that would be annoying. We are not. So are we at the moment? Because we want to come out somewhere here. Really? That's there. There. That lined up. 171.91. That's 171.90. 171.90. Yes, it is. Awesome. So in theory, they can be working on that from both ends. And you know what they say about coming at things from both ends. Yep. It can make you... I'm not going to say that. If you thought it, you are disgusting and you should be ashamed of yourself. But what that means is hopefully we can fit a tiny tubeway station there. Which will be awesome. Because that will be connected up to that, which is connected up to there, and yeah. Well, mate, even better, it's connected up to where the water tanks are, so that will be really cool. So let's keep an eye on our progress of this, which is going rather swimmingly. Hopefully not swimmingly. Hopefully the tunnel is not flooded. So far it is not. Obviously the disadvantage of this is we've got to build the tubeways afterwards, but you know. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. This is going to be cool. This is going to be so cool. It's going to make things so much better. Tubeways plus tunnels, such a good addition to the game. And I think we will be in a relatively good position then to start to think about building the underground colony. And what I'm thinking is let's cut these down, build that there as a priority. We mark these to be cut as we can. There's the drought starting. Downside, we will lose power over here. But we have a decent amount of metal stored, so should be okay. These will obviously stop when the power runs out, which is cool. And if we need to, we can unpause the one over here. So we should be okay. We should be okay. It's only a 23-day drought. Right, have they... Yep, so they've dug all of that. Let's extend this path. We can then delete that. We can build the vertical tubeway all the way up. We can delete all of that. We can put in all of... Oh, I left the path in. Yeah, I guess if we leave the path to there, they can build that bit, which makes sense. No, it doesn't. We don't need to leave the path in, you dummy. Delete that. Use your brain. Use your brain. If I had a hammer. No. If I put the tiny tubeway station there. Build that as a priority. I can then put the tunnels behind it. That. They are nearly done. And once we've got this connected up, that's going to be a video. Because I think we've done a decent little bit of progress today. Yep. I think that there is probably benefit in coming out of this side as well. Coming up here. Some of that stuff tidied up. How has that still got power? That's lasting a surprisingly long time. We put a few more of those in. Which we could stack 3 of them in there. Or we could put a big one in. We should do that. You should do that. Right, that's in. So what we can do now is come in here. Delete all of that. All of that. And get tubeways. And connect up all of that. And they should be able to build that from both ends as well. That's still being built, but And that will connect up the water pumps, which are currently 48 away, or the farm, which is currently 77 away. So 48 and 77 from the district centre should hopefully suddenly be much more efficient once this is built, which should be quite quick, I would have thought, because they're being built from both ends. So yeah, and we didn't need the tunnel tubeway mod, but I will install it because I can see us using it much more with this map and with trying to get connectivity around places, because it's quite useful. It's quite nice to have the tunnels hidden. I mean, for example, it would be nice to just make this connection. Looks like we can just do it with tunneling anyway, so probably be okay. Just a bit of a faff doing them one at, I guess we can do them two at a time because we can do them from each end, but you know what I mean. Should be nicer to not have to faff quite so much. Got some spare beavers again, which is always useful. Hopefully this will last us through the drought. That would be quite nice if it does. Obviously the droughts are still getting longer. Don't cover a huge area. Neither do, you cover a reasonable area. So let's get those guys to work. We did mark them, didn't we? Yep. So my plan, cunning or not, you decide. There's a cunning plan if ever I saw someone who'd studied at Cunningham University. Is that we can plant coffee down here. Now, obviously, this guy can't reach very far, but I think we can afford to wait for a bit of natural spreadage with this one. Yeah, that's my thought. Hence the cutting down of trees. So let's now unmark the planting so that they spread. And let's come back over here. Interesting. They don't seem to be struggling with some of the reaching. Right, let's delete those. Delete you. Okay, I can't delete you because you've got stuff on top of you. Alright. So what I'm going to need to do is tunnel there. We can still connect this, it just won't be pretty. But if it's stupid, and it works, it's not stupid. So, but that's now connected up, which hopefully means I've forgotten the numbers. The numbers haven't changed by the looks of it, but it should mean that it's much quicker to get between the water pumps and, for example, the water tanks. So, but that is going to be it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I think it might be a bit shorter, but it's been a long day, as I said. So the plan for next time is to start building the underground colony. It's going to be a separate district eventually, but step one is to hollow out this cavern. Ah, yes, as well. I do have new instructions for the supports for in here, but I'm leaving them for now. I guess actually we can probably delete some more platforms if we need more planks. There we go. So that'll give us a bunch more planks to recover. Actually thinking about it, if we are going to start that process, let's plan like we mean it. Build that. We could bung that on top, couldn't we? There. There. You still claiming not to be connected? Go, and what we want is planks obtain, explosives obtain, and extract obtain, because that will make things much easier. But that, folks, is a job for another time. See you bye. See you bye.